Hello guys, this is Sir Chris. This video is for FCE 2 class. As usual, before we start, have you done the previous exercise? If you haven't, I already insert the link. You can copy the link and you do the previous exercise first. If you haven't done, just skip this video, do the exercise that I have given to you last meeting. Last meeting, I give you exercise about grammar. The grammar is about participle clauses. Participle clauses after conjunctions and prepositions. Make sure you do those exercises first. You understand first. You listen to my explanation, and if already, capture to my number. Later my number I will insert in this video, and I will give you correction. Okay, let's start. For today, let's see writing on your student book, page 72. We read first. See, read section part 1. Part 1, read the travel advice. What 3 main pieces of advice does the writer give? You read first the text, and then what 3 main pieces of advice does the writer give? You answer it after you read the text. Now we read together. London travel etiquette. London is a fun city for tourists. People are very friendly too. However, there are a few things you should remember when traveling around London. First of all, when taking a bus, it is important to queue at the bus stop. People form a queue so they can get on the bus without pushing. It's not a good idea to jump the queue. In other words, don't go to the front of a long queue and expect to get on the bus first. This is extremely bad, and people will be angry with you. Waiting in a long queue is boring, but it is bad manners to try to avoid waiting. Another thing to remember is that London is a city full of people who need to get to work on public transport. Many Londoners go to work on the underground, or the tube as it is also known. When riding the escalators to get to the trains, it is proper etiquette to stand to the right to let people who are in a hurry walk up or down the escalator on the left. If you block the escalator, people will easily get upset. Finally, remember that personal space is very important to British people. For example, if you get a train and there is only one person in the carriage, do not sit next to this person. Choose a seat far away from him or her. Similarly, if the bus or the underground is very crowded, try not to touch the people around you. If you do touch someone by accident, apologizing is a good idea. If you remember these simple things, your trip to London will be a nice one. So, we have read together. So, if you have read, please you write, yeah, what are three main pieces of advice does the writer give? Ya, advice nasihat. So, tiga nasihat apa yang si penulis ini paparkan from the text that we have read? Oke ya, just follow. Um, for each paragraph ya, except there are one, two, three, four, five ya. There are five paragraphs in the text. The advice ya, the advice you can find in each paragraph except paragraph 1 and paragraph 5 ya. So for paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, for each of them there is at least one advice that you can take. Okay, nah, so if already see part 2. Okay, maybe I screenshot the page. Yeah. It is blurry, yeah, blurry. But you can see your student book. Part 2, read the writing tip, read the travel advice entry again, and replace the underlined words in the text with an alternative word from the box. Now, we read first the writing tip. Writing tip using more expressive language. Try to use more expressive vocabulary and try to avoid using the same word many times. Words that people tend to use too frequently terlalu sering are good, bad, fun, nice, big, things, get, go, and say. Use a dictionary or a thesaurus to help you find words that are more expressive and that help the reader to form a clear picture in his or her mind about what you are describing. For example, some alternatives to good are beneficial, deluxe, choice, exceptional, favorable, healthy, helpful, superior, delightful. Understand? So for some words, yeah, there are some words that we often use it too often or too frequent. For example, like good, yeah. Wow, these clothes, these shoes are very good, and then these shoes are nice. How how do you do? And then how are you? I'm I'm very good. Yeah, I'm fine. Or for example, my score is bad. This food is bad. Yeah, this is fun. Okay, yeah. How many times do you hear or listen to that expression? Hmm? So many times, right? Actually, there are some words to replace those words that we use too often. Yeah. For example, I give you example. Yeah. Examples of expressive vocabulary. Instead of very good, you can use with awesome, outstanding, impressive, tremendous, brilliant. Okay, yeah. How are you? I'm awesome. Okay. Or how is his work? His work is outstanding, luar biasa. Okay. Or his work is impressive or brilliant. Yeah. Very big. Instead of very big, we can use huge, huge, gigantic, colossal, large, significant, important. For example, in this self quarantine period, I have eaten 5 times a day. So my body has become colossal. Okay. Okay, not colossal lah. Has become larger than before. Yeah. If colossal is very very big. Yeah, like whale. Yeah. Whale's body is or whale size is colossal. Okay. That's if I say my body or your body is colossal. I think it's an exaggeration, ya, berlebihan. Okay, instead of walk, you can use stroll. Stroll jalan santai. Ya, stroll, saunter, escort. If happy, ya, I'm happy. You can replace with cheerful or delightful or joyful or contented, satisfied. Contented, satisfied, puas. Ya. I am contented or I am satisfied because my work, yeah, because for example my work, not my work lah, because I got 100 or because the national exam was cancelled, I am satisfied. Yeah, not I'm happy. Yeah, if I'm happy is it is too common, terlalu umum, it is too common. Why don't you change with satisfied or joyful or cheerful? Okay, yeah, by being able to say uncommon uncommon words or adjectives like that, it shows, yeah, it shows to people that your English vocabulary is vast. Ya, itu menunjukkan kalau vocab Inggris kamu tuh luas. You are you don't only know about like happy, sad, like bad, yeah, common English words, yeah, that we use every day. But you also know some uncommon English words that most people don't know. Okay, like robust, yeah, healthy. You can replace with fit, well, robust, vigorous. How many people? How many people or how many friends use that vocabulary, vigorous or robust, to express their body, for example? How is your body? Or how are you? I'm fit, or I'm well, or I'm vigorous. How many? How many friends use that vocabulary? Not many, right? Yeah. So if you can use those vocabularies like saunter, tremendous, contented, yeah, it means that vast vast vocabulary, English vocabulary banks. Okay, ya. Nah, these are examples. Nah, for part 2, see part 2 again. For part 2, what you have to do is you have to replace those words. You see the text, there are some words in the text that are underlined. please replace those words with words in the box in part 2. For example, important. Important, you can replace with what? Advisable, agreeable, tips, precious, commuters. If you don't know, you can see Google. You can search in Google. Understand ya? Okay. For prepare, rewrite the sentences using more expressive vocabulary. For example, number one, there are nice things you can say to your host. Nice things. Nice things. Nah, if nice things, you change with what? In the example, there are several considerate remarks. There are several considerate remarks. Ada beberapa hal yang patut dipertimbangkan. Okay, yeah, remarks. Remarks. Remarks is a word that not many people ever hear. Okay. Same also for number 2 until number 6. Rewrite and then some adjective, yeah, some adjective, please you replace. For example, it is a good idea to go through London on the tube. Good idea, you change with what? Okay. We didn't get to meet a lot of nice people. You can change didn't get and nice people. Okay? Understand ya? So for number 2 until number 6, please you rewrite using the synonyms, yeah, or using more expressive vocabulary. Okay, actually I have given to you some example. Okay, for example, big. Big you can change with what? Huge. If huge, gigantic, colossal, large, yeah, there is a context also. There is a context. If very big, you want to change with huge, gigantic, colossal, and large, you use those four if we are talking about size, ukuran. If significant, important, penting, penting. For example, like uh, this meeting is significant or this meeting is important. It is big, yeah, penting. But it's different, right? We are not talking about size. Understand, yeah? If the previous one, colossal, large, gigantic, we are talking about size. But if significant and important, we are not talking about size. Okay, we are talking about the value, nilai, the value of the event, for example. Yeah, based on the context also. Understand? Okay, if already, see workbook page 65. Workbook page 65. You can read by yourself. Traveling to the Big Apple. Read the essay first and then answer, when do New Yorkers get angry? Before you answer that part 1, you can fill in the blanks number 2 until number 10. You can fill the blanks with words from part 2. Advisable, agreeable, commuters, pleasant tips. Please you match them into part 1. Part 3. Part 3, complete the sentences using words from exercise 2. Understand ya? Clear ya for workbook page 65. Nah, after you have done workbook, we haven't finished yet. As usual, because this is writing section, you have to write a text. See again your student book. See write some travel advice about etiquette on public transport in your town or city. Include three or more of the following points in your advice. You can see the text London travel etiquette that we have read as the example. Yeah, you can make into 4 until 5 paragraphs. Yeah, the first paragraph is the introduction. For example, London is a fun city for tourists. People are friendly too. You can change with, for example, Jakarta is a crowded city. Yeah, not only for tourists but also for its citizens. But the people are friendly. However, there are a few things you should remember when traveling around Jakarta. Easy, right? Yeah. And then for paragraph 2 until paragraph 4, please you put the points from point 1 until point 8. You can include 3 or more, yeah, minimum 3. Okay, but it doesn't mean you have to write 3. Yeah, I expect more lah, yeah, 3, 4 or 5. Personal space on public transport. Personal space is like jarak personal, jarak antar orang. Ya, for example, if nowadays, ya, nowadays government suggest us to keep distance, right? Yeah, keep distance with people around us, or social distancing, or physical distancing, like that. If personal space, jaga jarak. Traveling by bus or underground, ya, if underground, if Jakarta is MRT, ya. Queuing for public transport, please you make into like 3 or 4, ya, 3 or 4 points. Okay, 3 or 4 advices, ya, 3 atau 4 nasihat that you are going to give to travelers. Okay, for example, in the text, what advice that the writers write? Queue, ya, queue at the bus stop. Okay, queue at the bus stop. And then the rest of it for paragraph 1 is the explanations, penjelasan. If paragraph 2, what is the advice? Stand to the right to let people who are in a hurry walk up or down the escalator on the left. Okay, that's in paragraph 2, the advice. Ya, stand to the right to let people who are in a hurry. Berjalan di sebelah sisi kanan. Oke, berjalan di sisi kanan untuk membiarkan orang-orang yang sedang buru-buru berjalan atau berjalan melalui eskalator di sebelah kiri, ya. That's in London, ya. If in Jakarta, if in Indonesia, uh, uh, I seldom travel with public transport, ya. To be honest, I seldom. Okay. But usually not every station, ya. There are some stations that are always crowded, ya. Ada beberapa stasiun yang selalu ramai. For example, like Manggarai or Tanah Abang. Okay, those stations are always crowded. Yeah, so sometimes people forget. Yeah, forget there are etiquettes to follow if you are in public transport. Yeah, for example, like this lah. Yeah, for example, yeah, I just share. If I want to go out from train, yeah, for example, I am from Duri station, and then I want to go to Harmony station. Okay, usually the etiquette is what? The etiquette, we have to let people who want to go out, who want to go out from the train, they have to go out first, right? Yeah, they have to go out first. Okay, but in reality, if in Jakarta, yeah, our capital city, there are some people that ignorant, yeah, that are ignorant, or they just don't care about the etiquette. Yeah, sometimes they just they just go in, yeah, they just go in, they just go in without considering there are also some people who want to go out first. Can you imagine that? Yeah, same as if we want to go up by lift. If you want to go out by lift, yeah, how many times, pay attention nih, how many times if you want to go if you want to go inside the lift, how many times, sorry, for example, you are in the lift, yeah, you are in the lift, and then you want to go out, the lift, yeah. For example, you are from third floor, and then you want to go down to LG floor, lower ground, LG floor. You are inside the lift. You are already on the LG floor. You want to go out, right? How many times? How many times How many times people who are outside the lift, they go in first. They don't let you go out first. Where's the etiquette? Yeah, sometimes I am confused. Yeah, why Indonesian people, yeah, they are ignorant. They are ignorant about etiquette, or maybe they don't give a shit about others. They just only think about themselves. Yeah, that's we call selfish. Yeah, for example, like that. Yeah. Nah, you can consider that. Yeah, you can consider that. For example, like you have to, if in Jakarta, you have to let people go out first and then you go in. As simple as that, guys. Now you can also use points from part 1, signaling to taxis and tipping taxi drivers. And then you elaborate, as usual, kembangkan. For example, in the second paragraph, your advice is queuing for public transport. And then you elaborate, you kembangkan. Sometimes, for example, sometimes people are impatient about queuing for public transport. And that's why, that's why public transport in Jakarta is not favorable for all people. That's why some people, majority of people, still use private transportation. Understand? Kebanyakan orang karena karena tidak nyaman, not comfortable dengan kendaraan umum, karena orang-orangnya tidak beretika dan segala macam, ya, like what I mentioned before, they use private transportation, rather than public transportation. For example, me, I prefer private transportation. I use motorcycle to go everywhere rather than public transport. Because of that reason. Okay, understand? For example, if you want to write 3 paragraphs, write 3 advices. Write 3 advices for each paragraph 1, sorry, paragraph 2, 1 advice, paragraph 3, 1 advice, paragraph 4, 1 advice. Okay, understand? If you want to look, if you want to look at writing task on workbook, it's okay. Yeah, ask yourself the following questions. How do people in my town act when they are on the streets? Do they move quickly or slowly? Is it a place to meet people? Is it a place to do business? Yeah, these are points. Yeah, these are things to be considered, untuk dipertimbangkan. Okay, these points you can take these points to make your writing. How do they greet new people? How do they address them? Why? Yeah. For example nih, for example, from point two, how do they greet new people? Bagaimana mereka menyapa orang baru? Ya, you can make point like this. Ya, this is example. Don't follow me. Ya, use your own ideas. If in Jakarta, it's not common. It's not common for for pedestrians pejalan kaki, pedestrians to greet new people. Usually, greet people will feel cautious, and then they feel uncomfortable. So it's important to greet new people with, for example, Pak, Mas, or Mister, or Ibu. Yeah, for example, like that. Yeah, that's only my idea. You use your own idea. Same also for point three. How do they dress? Are there different ways of dressing for different places and occasions? Are visitors expected to dress in the same way? Understand ya? There are there are points that you can use as consideration to do your writings. If you want to use from points that have been put in part one, it's okay. Yeah, if you want to use points only from student book, it's okay. But if you want to use only from workbook, no problem. Please write. Please make into 200 until 250 words. You can write on a piece of paper. Usually in class you also write on a piece of paper, right? As usual, capture your work to my WhatsApp number. If you don't understand what I explained, you can rewind the video, or you can answer directly to me to my WhatsApp number. Alright guys, thank you for listening to my explanation. Don't forget to stay safe and stay healthy. See you guys.